let's do episode 2. Okay, hi, welcome back. Last week I was talking to you about what branding is, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about why it's so important to focus on your branding, or to take your branding into consideration, spend some time working on your branding. Why does it matter? What is the point? What is it going to do for you as a creative entrepreneur if you spend some time working on your brand, developing your brand and evolving your brand so that you can grow your business? Why should you do that? There are 10 reasons that I think that branding is important for you as a creative entrepreneur, so let's dive in. Number 1 is that branding represents you in the best way possible. As a creative, I know that you are super passionate about what you do and you have an incredible talent. But if you don't have a great brand that goes along with that, then people are missing out on the best version of you. Because if you have a crappy brand that people don't connect with, that's confusing, that's all over the show, it's going to take away from how great your work is, and you're missing out on the opportunity to reach more people. Having a brand that represents you in the best way possible puts you out there in a way that people can connect with you, and they are seeing the best side of you as a professional, badass creative. And so this is why we want to focus on branding. We want to put your best foot forward, give you the best opportunity to grow your business, grow your audience, and so we want to represent you in the best way possible. Number 2 is that branding tells people what to expect. So if they see a really fun and vibrant and engaging brand when they encounter you on social media or online somewhere else or in person, then they know that when they buy your product or engage in your services, that's what they're going to expect too. They're going to expect a fun experience. They're going to expect something really vibrant probably when they order your product. They're going to expect that when they engage with your services that it's going to be a fun experience, that you're going to be really excitable and bubbly to work with. And so having a brand that sets clear expectations tells people what working with you or buying your products is going to be like. And if you don't have a brand that does that, then those expectations are going to be confused. They might be expecting a really fun and bubbly and vibrant experience, but then they work with you and you're a lot more serious and focused and soulful and deep, and so the expectations don't match. So having a brand set up that represents you really well and is clear on those expectations is going to be a way better experience for your customers, because they're going to go from experiencing you online or somewhere else, having that bubbly, bright experience, and then going to meet with you and having the same bright, bubbly experience, and it's going to be really smooth, really cohesive, and match what you or your products are like in real life. Number 3 is that branding captures people's attention. When you have a really beautiful, thoughtful, intentional brand that's done really well, man, do you stand out, because there are a lot of really average, some quite bad brands out there. When yours is done really well and really intentionally, you are leaps and bounds above other people. If you have a product, let's say you're selling prints at a market, and your stall is so beautiful, intentional, and thought out, people are gonna flock to you because you're gonna stand out. Or if you're selling your services online and people are scrolling through social media and they see your beautiful, intentional, thoughtful, captivating, eye-catching posts, and they're gonna pause on your content, hit like, maybe comment, start engaging with you, you're gonna capture people's attention. Number 4 is that branding increases recognition. This is really important. You want people to recognize your brand, and it actually takes up to 7 times for someone to recognize your brand. And so having a brand that's really consistent and cohesive and well thought through means that all of those 7 times that they engage with your brand, they're gonna spot your face, spot your logo somewhere, and know that is Hollie. I know that that's her. I recognize her. I've seen her before. And it's going to stick in people's minds. This is what we want, is for people to recognize and remember who we are. And people should be able to do that without even seeing a logo. They should just know from the feel, colors, and the vibe of what you're putting out there that it's yours. I don't really use my logo at all on social media, but I get people talking to me all the time and saying, I saw that post and I knew it was you because of how it felt and how you spoke in the captions and the colors that you used. Usually my bright orange is what captures people's attention. They know that it's me and they can spot that from a mile away, and that's what branding does. It sets you apart and makes sure that people know this is a you thing. Number 5 is that branding establishes trust. There's a well-known phrase or quote in the marketing kind of industry that in order for people to purchase from you or engage in your services, they need to know, like, and trust you. They need to go through this process of knowing you, then liking you, and then trusting you. And branding is a great way to establish trust. If they know exactly who you are, they can depend on you for what it is that you provide. They know that you're going to show up in a certain way. They come to trust you and your products and your services and who you are as a person because they connect with you and your brand. And trust is exactly what you need to get people to engage with you more, to get people to buy your products or engage in your services. So setting up your branding, establishing one that's really consistent and cohesive is gonna help you to grow trust and build trust with your audience. Number 6 is something that I'm so passionate about, and that is that it gives you clarity and confidence. We often talk about or hear about the fact that branding is all about the customer, about making them happy, clients or whoever you're engaging with, that it's about them. But actually, I think that branding has a lot to do with you and how you feel and how you run your business. Because when you have a brand that's really representative of you and your vision and everything that you're passionate about, and it feels like you are gonna feel so confident. You're gonna have so much clarity about what you're doing and where you're going and who you're talking to because you've got an awesome brand strategy, hopefully. But then with a visual identity and everything else that comes with creating a brand, you are gonna feel on top of the world. And this is what you need to feel to create an awesome brand and an awesome business. If you're worried about handing out your business card or sending people to your website because it doesn't feel right and you're kind of ashamed of it and it doesn't represent you or say what you want it to say, then that's going to hold you back, and that is the worst thing that we could have for your business. We don't want you to feel held back at all. That you're going to shout about your business from the frickin' rooftops because it's so good and it looks so good and you can't wait to share it with people. This is what we want to feel. And when you work on your brand and you take the time and you spend that time getting clarity, turning that into things that people can engage with and connect with, then you are going to feel that confidence. And that is so powerful and so important. Number 7 is that branding helps to elevate you beyond whatever product or services that you're selling. Branding is kind of less about what you sell. That's really important, but it's also more about why you sell it and how you sell it and who you're selling it to. And that takes you to the next level. For example, instead of people saying, oh, that person makes and sells earrings, what branding does is takes you above that and beyond that, and people recognize you for the things that are important to you, and they might say, oh, I love that brand so much because they make the earrings out of recycled materials and they're really passionate about sustainability, and that's important to me, and so I connect with their mission, and they give back to charity where they help with environmental issues with that money that they raise through their earrings. And I really connect with that, I really respect that, and that's what brings me back. This is what branding does. It helps people to see beyond just what product you sell. You could start selling earrings and then you start also selling necklaces, jewelry stands. It doesn't matter actually what you sell, but when you build a brand, it helps you to be able to go beyond that, so that even when you do add different products or you change what products you sell, people connect with you and your brand, and so you can keep them as clients, keep them on as your audience, even as you keep adding different things, because they connect with you and your mission and your brand that's bigger than what you sell. Number 8 is that branding helps you to stand out. Let's keep going with the earring analogy, but you might be one in a million people who are creating earrings. I don't know about what it's like where you live, but in New Zealand lately we've just had an influx of people creating handmade earrings, selling them at markets. People are frothing over handmade earrings. It's like the new thing. These are handmade earrings from someone in Wellington that I bought because it was like, they were cool and it's the trendy thing right now. But what branding does is helps you to stand out. So among the thousands of earring makers in New Zealand, I could have chosen any earring brand, but I chose this one because I loved the brand and I was all about it, and plus they were orange. So the point is that branding helps you to stand out. I was a graphic designer, and can I tell you, there are millions of us. I had to figure out a way to stand out, and how I did that was with defining my niche and the audience that I was talking to, the colors that I use. I've talked a lot about my brand orange, but that is a way that makes me stand out. People recognize me from the orange that I use because not a lot of people do that. Thinking about this and being intentional about it helps you to stand out. Number 9 is that branding increases loyalty. As people start to know, like, and trust you, the next step after that is that they become loyal to you and your brand. This is how you get repeat customers, referrals, and so having a really thoughtful, consistent, cohesive brand that people can connect with on a regular basis and know that every time they come back it's going to be the same experience, just as good, and that they can come back time and time again and send people your way and know that it's going to be the same for them. This is so important and helps you to build that loyalty. If you have a brand that's all over the place, that hasn't been thought about at all, people are not going to come back. You probably have a mission where other businesses don't, and so people are going to connect with your mission, what you're passionate about, and come back to you. And lastly, branding really helps you to take your business to the next level. I know that as a creative, often we start these things as like hobbies, just because we love to do them. I'm a hand lettering artist outside of all this stuff, and I just started doing it because I loved it. It was something that I enjoyed doing, that I was so passionate about. I'm seriously obsessed with letters. And I just started doing it because I loved it. Over time it grew and I wanted to keep growing it, but I didn't have the brand to keep going, and it's something that I'm working on now because I'm going to be getting back into doing that lettering stuff. When you want to take your business to the next level, you really need a professional, cohesive, and consistent brand that's going to allow you to do that. I had a past client who was a writer. She had a newsletter series, a blog post series that she was doing where she interviewed other creatives, and she was also writing a book, and all of these things were kind of separate brands that had grown and evolved, again out of just starting things that she loved to do, being passionate about something and making it happen. But then she reached a point where she realized, okay, I want to pitch my book and pitch myself as an author and a writer and a storyteller, and so I need to have a professional brand that's actually thought through for once, that makes me feel professional and confident and like I can play in those big leagues where I can pitch my book to publishers and I can get them to invest in me and my future and my writing. And so that might be you. You might be someone who has started hand lettering, for example, and it's just been your hobby and something that you love, and it's grown, and now you want to start selling your prints in shops in your city or get your art into galleries. You want to start pitching to companies to sponsor you or send you materials to use. Whatever it is that you're wanting to do to take your business to the next level, a brand is really going to help you do that, because it's going to elevate you, show that you're serious about what you're doing, that you are a recognizable and trusted expert, someone who is known for what they do. And so having a brand is really important to helping you take things to the next level. Okay, so those are the 10. I'm going to recap quickly for you. Branding represents you in the best way possible. Branding helps to set expectations about what people will experience with you and your business and your products and your services. Branding captures people's attention. Branding establishes trust. Branding gives you clarity and confidence, super important. Branding takes you beyond just the products and services that you sell. Branding helps you to stand out. Branding increases loyalty, and branding helps you take your business to the next level. I hope that was really helpful for you to understand why this is so important for you to think about and to take into consideration and to start working on. I would love to know which of these 10 that you feel like is going to be the most important or transformative for you and what you're doing. Please leave it in the comments below or send me a DM on Instagram. I would love to chat about which one you are really excited about. Let's talk about it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have liked it, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.